I'm Jason, and that's my dad Tony. We're from Didio's Country to Coast Fishing. Tonight we're down on the Nambucca River and we're going to show you how to catch mud crabs with our bare hands. This is really good. It's really great this because we've got the best, I reckon, the best river system in the world. We've got our mud crabs here, we've got flathead here, we've got everything here. And when we're doing this tonight, we're going to show you exactly what to do. There's a lot of nasties in the river systems. You come across your stingrays, your bull routes, and other nasties. So you just got to take a little bit of care doing this, and especially your hands. The mud crabs can get a little bit nasty at times, but we've just found one just over here. So come on over, and we'll show you exactly how to pick them up. There you go, Jay. You can do the damage. Here he is right here. This is what we're looking for. There's your mud crab right there. So how you pick them up then is that when you come in, you put your one finger on top of him like that. So you hold him down pretty hard. You've got to find his two back flippers. Once you've got his two back flippers, up he comes. Now that's a female crab. You can see the big dome there. We'll show you a male here. We'll definitely get another male here somewhere so we can actually show you a look. That's a legal crab in New South Wales. I've got a stick there, I'll show you a bit later on exactly the size. How we measure them in New South Wales, we measure from here back to that point, back to right at the front of the nose there. Another thing, what we do too, this time of the year there, they're only just starting to lift. We're in November now, and a lot of them are what they call a green crab. This one here looks pretty good, but that right there, if that's nice and hard just underneath the eye, you notice that the mud crab is full of meat. Sometimes they get a little bit soft in that area right there. If that's soft here, they've usually got no meat in their you better just let them go because they're just no good at all. But this one here is a nice solid crab, beautiful. We're allowed to keep the females in New South Wales. You're only allowed 5 crabs per person, so be very careful of your bag limits because the penalties are very severe and they'll take your car, your boat, everything if you get caught over your limit. So just be very careful of your 5 limit crabs, and you're only allowed 2 mud crab traps each person as well. So anyway, well, what do you reckon, Jay? Let's let her go.
We'll let this one go and we'll see if we can go get a few more. Away she goes. That's a beautiful sight, but she's not real happy with the world, but anyway. Well, we'll let her go and we'll go for a bit of what we're going to do, as you can just see up along here a little bit. It's a really nice big shallow bay here. So what we're just going to do, we're just going to have a good walk over the bay now. So we're just going to search the whole, around the edges, around the middle there, and hopefully we'll get a few more crabs for you. We'll see if we can get a nice big male crab for you. So let's go. Now this is what we're looking for. Big stingrays. Now what we're going to be careful of is, can I have the light over here please?
Yeah.
Come on. Is that the big barb down here? It's about halfway along their tail here. They've got a really nice big barb, and it's about 3 inches long. And that's the one that'll do the damage to you. So you've got to be very careful with these big animals. This fella's pretty placid and he's just swimming along really nicely. I don't want to hassle him too much, but that's a beautiful sight. He's just laying there in his natural thing. That's great, he's just stopped here now. That's the big barb, about halfway up along his tail there, right there. I said, and they're usually about 3 inches long. The thing is with these stingrays, they can bring their tail right back around, and what they do, they'll swing it back upwards and drive it straight through your leg. That's the thing we're going to be very careful of. You can see that there, he's starting to bury. He's thinking that he's hiding from us now, so he's just buried himself into the sand here. This is what you've got to be very careful of when you're walking over these really shallow banks. Can I have some light over here, please? What we're going to do, see what happens when you're walking along, you wouldn't even see that there. Thing is, just tread on him, he'll bring his barb back up, bang, through your leg. So you've got to be very careful of these beautiful animals, not to tread on them. So, but they're very hard to see. But that's the good thing I just wanted to see tonight, and that's great. That's one of our ones you've just got to be careful of, the big old ray. But as you can plainly see, we're only in 2 inches of water. That's all we're in here. As you can plainly see how deep it is. So it's amazing to see these big animals coming up onto these flats here. So we've got a rising tide at the moment, and that's what they're doing. They're coming up on these flats here to feed. And that's what he's doing. They'll bury in, they'll find like little crustaceans, little crabs and yabbies and whatever else they can find. But that's an absolute beautiful specimen. So anyway, I think we've stirred this one up enough. So we'll get back to it and we'll keep looking around and see what else we can find. But that's a really good start for tonight. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, yep. Right, here's a crab here on the move now. He looks like a good male crab. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come around. Now when he's doing that, wait for him to stop like this. Hopefully he'll try and bury now. And there he goes, he's trying to bury into the sand now. What you do, let him go in a little bit before I grab him. There he goes, he's putting himself into the sand now, which is really good. Now what I'm going to do then, to get him, one finger on his back. I've got him now pinned down to the ground. You've got to go back and now feel his back feelers. There they are. That's our male crab, this one. You can see the V on him. Just watch your fingers there, because you don't want them hanging off your finger. I've had that a few times, but I've still got them all, which is the main thing. But I love fishing, crabbing for these fellas. Magic night. It's great fun with the family and kids. Magic. Come over and check this guy out. What? Jason's got another big crab just over here. So we'll go over a bit of a look. So we'll go for a wander. What do you got there, Joe?
I just got a quick look on him. I just want to go too far, just so you guys can come and have a look. Could be just up here, there he is. Just sitting up here in the little mangrove. It's not a big crab.
Oh yeah, beautiful crab.
But they're just sitting up here in the mangroves, you know, getting on the little stuff, eating the oysters and stuff off the edge of the mangroves. That's a little male as well, baby male. But you know, great to see these crabs, you know, kicking around. As I said, it's still early in the year, so lovely to see. I reckon that one looks good for the dinner pot, but this little fella here will let him go, sorry, not her.
There he goes, he's trying to get under my boot, and away he goes. It's great to see him this time of year coming out. This is magic. Yeah, this is absolutely great. I said, well, we're going to go for a bit more wander and see if we can pick up a few more. We only want 3 or 4 for a feed. I said, as long as you don't take more than your bag limit, which is 5 per person, that is, you know, and make sure that they're good size, you know, nice crabs. I've got a measuring stick back there. When we get back to the boat, I'll show you exactly how to measure them and that. But these are beautiful. Let's go and get a few more.
Tops.
Here's another stingray here. I said they just get all over these flats everywhere. They're a beautiful animal. You just got to be careful there, not to startle him, but beautiful animal. Just cruise along. It's amazing how they can just go in such shallow water, and the way they go. Don't think you'll like me grabbing him on the tail there, but anyway. No. There's his tail there, see his tail?
Yeah, he's got it up in the air for a reason.
There you go, he's just taken off there. But anyway, we'll keep looking for a mud crab. Alright, what we've done, we've just found another big one here. He's sitting right there in the mud, or in the sand I should say, down in here.
So we've just got to clear a bit.
Try and get the water to clear now.
Well, you can see him, that's him right there. Dad, just stir the water up a little bit there. I'll just wait for it to clear down.
I don't think it is, I think you're going to have to...
Oh, we'll pick him up anyway.
We'll get him. He's a nice crab though, he's a good crab. Well, And there you go with his nipper there. You can see where he's been fighting on that big nipper, and it's actually starting to grow back. If he, I'm just going to grab him out in a second.
Let him go, he'll settle down.
You can see there where he's actually growing a new nipper. It's amazing how they can repair themselves. That's brilliant. That's really good to see.
Right, we're going to stop to get this camera out of the rain.
We've got some rain coming on us now, so we're going to have to stop filming for a bit. But there we go. We'll see if we can get a little bit more there. I'm just not sure what this weather's going to do. So we'll turn it off and we'll get back to the boat.
Cheers. Alright, so we've just done a little bit of walking. I found myself a crab that's not long had a shell change. As you can see, she's very timid, and just see how soft the shell is on her. Now, she obviously doesn't have enough power to bite me, and it's a female again, as you can clearly see, but see how soft her shell is. It's very, very soft. So she's just had a shell change, most likely. Like, I don't think she's much good for anything. You know, you should always let these soft ones go. But yeah, as you see, she's moving along. No power to do anything with this one, so I think I'm pretty safe to hold her. But yeah, we'll let this one go. And Dad's just found himself a crab with no nippers.
This is what happens when they go fighting, especially the males. Now the males will come in and they'll actually blue, and they'll lose their limbs, their nippers. But this, believe it or not, they change their shells a couple of times a year. This crab here, on the next shell change, he'll go from this big to possibly this round. Because what they do, that's why they said, you just seen that soft crab there just then. They go soft because they've just changed their shells. So she might have been only half this size, and in the shell change, they come out and they grow a lot bigger. It takes about 3 or 4 days, then she'll go hard again. But believe it or not, this crab here will grow new limbs. They're an amazing animal. So if they're in a fight, in the next 6 months, they'll grow new nippers and they'll be going again. But this one here will just let go, and that's what happens when they fight. The males are very territorial and they'll rip themselves to pieces, but they'll actually grow new limbs. I wish we could do that, but anyway, it's amazing. It's amazing the scientists don't look after study these things a little bit more, because it's amazing how an animal can grow his limbs again. This is one animal that can. Anyway, we'll let the little fella go. Oh, while I've got it here, I've got the measurement here. And there's your mud crab. You can buy these from most, the fisheries usually give them to you, or you can go into any office and they'll have these ones. Now what it is, for our crabs to be legal, you put it on the front of him, and you see how that one misses the back? He's well undersized. So the crab has to go from that point there down to that point there. You can see the gap that's in there. No good, he's undersized. So make sure that you go and pick one of these up from a fisheries officer or one of your local tackle stores, and that thing there will keep you well out of trouble. So anyway, we'll let this little fella go, and we'll see if we can go find a few more mud crabs down here amongst the mangroves. So we'll go across the river here in a minute, we'll have a look. Well, we just had a big rain event on us, we're absolutely soaked, and anyway, we'll keep going. It's amazing what we've got to do to try and get you guys some footage there, but we love it anyways. We're going to keep going.
Bring it on.
Okay. Then we've got a big blackfish sitting there,
and a nice mud crab right behind it.
And we've got a big mud crab there with him. There we go. Nice big journey.
I'm just going to pop out from these trees.
Nice female crab.
As you can tell, nice female. Beautiful.
Oh, this is great.
We'll bring her over here in the clean water and show you swimming away. There she goes. Off she goes.
They can go quick. They go like the clappers, they do. You can really see her out here. She's heading back towards shore there now. We're right in amongst the trees here, and we've got a really big brim. You can see where they sit right up in amongst the trees there. He's a beautiful big bream down in there. You can just see him there. He's just tucked himself right up hard in the trees there. So they just try and get out of cover there. I'm going to stick my hand down there. I'm going to get him to move. Yeah, there he goes. He's gone. But there they go. See, the fish and the crabs and that, they try and get this cover, and they'll try and get right up in this, as much cover as they can get there. We're just going to go for a bit of a walk here and see what else we can find down through here. I'll just turn this off now while we're just going to pull the boat up through the shallows here. There you go, she's starting to bury. It's amazing how quick they can go into the sand too. They can camouflage themselves that quick. Amazing animals. Alright, we're going to keep going and see if we can find another one. We'll just